This is going to be the only guide you need to Sushi Go Crafting. This is a really cool mod where you can make sushi in the game that has some amazing effects, and it's really not very difficult to get started in. So the first thing is, what do we actually get from the world in Sushi Go Crafting? You know, what items is it adding into the open world? When you're out on your travels, you will see avocado trees, and as you can see, there's an avocado like in the leaf. If you just right-click the leaf, you will harvest an avocado. So that's how you get avocados in the game. Apart from that, you will find wasabi, cucumber, soy, and sesame plants. These are generally found by hitting grass, just how you would get normal wheat seeds. If you're kind of experienced in modded, you often know in a lot of mod packs you're hitting grass looking for a specific seed and it drops all of them. That's including these 4 seeds here. Rice, however, is interesting. It must be grown underwater on dirt. So you don't need to use a hoe. I did try. You just plant the rice seed directly underwater. But you can make a little farm just like I have here. And there we go. There's our rice, which I think is a pretty cool way of doing it. And that is all of the seeds that you're going to get in Sushi Go Crafting. Before we get into the video, thank you so much to G-Portal for sponsoring this video. You can get Minecraft or a plethora of other games on their library here through their Game Cloud system, meaning you can buy as much RAM as you need for, say, a Minecraft server, and if you've got any left over or you want to add more, you can add other servers from different games into your Game Cloud and switch them out throughout the month as you wish. They have servers all over the world, as you can see here, and give you protection from DDoS attacks, 24/7 support, databases, and the server is immediately online. If you're looking for a specific mod pack in Minecraft, you can simply search it up, like our Patreon server, which we host on RLCraft. You can see it also recommends how much gigabytes you need. I, as a content creator of a community, need to make sure that it's a company I can trust, and my server runs beautifully, better than even running it myself, and I have a lot of experience in running servers. So if you want 10% off your first order with G-Portal, check out the link in my description, and don't forget you can always join the Patreon to support the channel, and also join the Patreon-only RLCraft server. One of the things you're going to need to make in Sushi Go Crafting is, of course, nori sheets. If we put in at sushi... Oh, one thing actually I forgot to mention is the fish that come with it. There is shrimp that you find in oceans, and there's also raw tuna, and salmon is obviously from just the vanilla salmon fish in Minecraft. So there is those free fish that are used in the mod as well. 2 added by the mod, 3 used. So your nori sheets here are obviously what you're going to be using to actually make some of your sushi. And to make that, you're going to need to get some dried kelp blocks. So just normal dried kelp. So you're going to want to set up a kelp farm, dry out your kelp. If you don't know much about vanilla, you find kelp in oceans, etc. You heat it up in a furnace, and then you just make it into dried kelp blocks. So these dried kelp blocks, what you want to do is, it's a bit annoying. You have to stand quite close. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's going down there. And you want to get it on an iron block like that. So iron block here, piston above, press the button, and you're squashing it with the piston into nori sheets. You could put some glass and stuff around it to make it a bit easier, or use a dropper, or anything really to make that easier for yourself. But I'm in creative, so it's disappeared out my inventory. But that did make nori sheets. You saw them. So what are we then going to do with our nori sheets? Well, we have a roller here, which looks like this, and then we've got a cutting board. So things like wasabi. I'm going to get some wasabi here. You're going to right-click it onto your cutting board, and then you're going to get a cleaver knife from Sushi Go Crafting, and you just right-click the cutting board a few times, cut, and oh my god, I was thinking it wasn't working, but it was going into my inventory. It's the wasabi paste. So look at my inventory, that spare slot. Look, you see now? Wasabi paste has suddenly entered my inventory. Now, one interesting thing about this is, can you see it says 21 out of 100 grams? So that's the weight of the item we've got. And if I keep cutting the wasabi, because I did have a whole stack, it hasn't gone up. So what I'm going to do is get rid of stuff in my inventory. You'll notice I've now got wasabi paste here, 38 grams, here, 24 grams. I keep cutting, and I've got another one. So I've got all these different weights of wasabi paste. Now what you could do is put them in a cooler box, and it's going to put them all together. Can you see that? It just automatically merged them all together in the cooler box into 96 grams of wasabi paste. The weighting doesn't matter too much in this aspect, at least. It's just for organization, etc. To get your cooked rice, we have a rice cooker here. So we've got the cooler, the rice cooker, the cutting board, and the roller. There is one more item I'll show you in a second, and then we'll look at actually making the sushi. The rice cooker, you put your rice in here. So I've got my rice on the left, and you put some water in with some coal, and it will cook it up into cooked rice. And the grammage will go up the more you cook. But you can combine your cooked rice of different weights in the cooler box, just as everything else. So then in the roller, this is where we actually make our sushi. And sushi has all different effects, and it does depend on the mod pack. Some mod packs you might get really amazing effects. Some mod packs you might not really get many. It depends if they've changed it or not. So up here on the left, you can say, what do you want to make? Do you want to make maki, gonka, California rolls, nigiri, onigiri, or temaki? And it shows you the ingredients you need for this. If it's a blank ingredient, then it's because you can use whatever you like. So let's make a gonkan or a maki roll. And can you see here with the maki rolls, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I do love sushi, but I'm not great at pronouncing some of them. I can make salmon maki, which just needs salmon fillet, cooked rice, and nori sheets, whereas tuna needs the tuna, avocado needs the avocado. So when it's blank, that means you can use whatever ingredient you like, obviously as long as it fits crab, cucumber, avocado, tuna, etc., as long as it fits one of those. Your nori sheets go in the nori sheet icon. If it's a coloured sort of one where it shows you what to put in there, obviously you put that specific item in, like rice here. And then I could put like a salmon fillet in here. Sometimes you will need wasabi paste, which I just showed you how to make, and sometimes you will need soy sauce. So soy sauce is made in the fermentation barrel, where you put... I can't remember how to make it now. Oh yeah, of course, soybeans, and it will use it from any mod, and some water. I'm just using a cooking for blockhead sink with a mechanism, basic mechanical pipe, which obviously is the easiest way to do this. If you have those mods installed, of course, the mod doesn't add anything itself to do this. You could bucket it in, of course, if you don't have any other mods. And you put in soybeans with the water, and it will make it into soy sauce for you. So that's how you make soy sauce. That's the only other item I forgot to show you. When you're ready to make your maki, you just press this roll button up here on the top right, and it's popped out some maki for us. Now you'll notice in here it says almost hollow. And this is where it gets really interesting, okay? Because it is almost hollow, that's a really bad thing. You haven't put enough ingredients in there, you lazy pig. So it's showing on the ingredients there. Nori sheets has a like an up sign. Cooked rice and salmon fillet have a down sign. So what you want to do is try and find the weights to make them perfect. So on the nori sheets, like you can place them up and down with these little sliders, which I can't seem to drag back down. Oh, there you go. If you control and click... Oh no, it's just left click and right click. So left click makes it go up, right click makes it go down with this slider. And that's how many ingredients you want to use. So if I go, so on this one, it says cooked rice down. So whereas nori sheets up. So I'm going to put that to here. I'm going to put my rice down and my salmon down. So what I would probably do is just start every recipe at the middle. Let me just pick that one up because that's the old one. And then I'm going to go roll. Now, you don't have to remember this. I'm going to show you why in a minute. So now it shows nori sheets up, cooked rice up, and salmon fillet down. So cooked rice and nori sheets need to go up. So I'm going to go up one, down one. Roll. Oh, almost hollow. But can you see now that the rice and the fillet look like they're perfect, I think? Whereas nori sheets needs to go up more. So I'd click up for nori sheets and roll. And now you've made a perfect salmon maki. So it's not very difficult. You just kind of have to fiddle with it a bit. What I would recommend is that you start all of your recipes on the medium, like here, and then you just go up or down as it tells you. So to be very clear here, on this one it says nori sheets and there's a little up arrow. That means you need to up your nori sheets. It doesn't mean you've got too much in there and you need to lower it. It's telling you to up the amount you have. Once you have then made a perfect version of that recipe, can you see now there's little yellow bars? It remembers what perfect is for that recipe, so you only have to figure it out once. So now I can see here that I need to go up to the little yellow line for the nori sheets, up on the rice and down on the salmon to these 3 points. And you know that that is the perfect recipe points. So it remembers it once you've found the perfect recipe for each one. Ta-da! You have now mastered Sushi Go Crafting!